Alright everyone, welcome to Street City Studio. I'm John. In this video, we got a little unboxing to do. It's been a little while since I had a new toy. So we're going to take a look at this Owen figure I just got. This Hammond collection Owen Grady. Now, I'm pretty excited about this one. I like that it comes with the open hands for that, stopping the raptors there. But I'm pretty excited about this little headpiece, too, for the raptor, for blue there. Now, I don't have the best blue, but I know we should be getting a good Hammond collection blue soon. I've got the spring leg blue. It's supposed to do that jump or whatever, but I do have a blue. That'll do for now, right? I have beta here. I like this beta a lot. I like all these raptors, really. I really like this Hammond collection raptor from the first movie, right? I got these two Hammond collection raptors from the third movie with Alan Grant. I really like these two. I've got that Alan Grant with the egg and the satchel. I really like those. But I also have a couple Owen Grady's already. Now these are Legacy collection or whatever with less articulation. So they're not quite as nice, and that's the whole point, right? And especially this one. This one's kind of funny looking in the face here. If it'll zoom in on him. Let me see. And he's got a big old paint chip on the neck there. Just a bare plastic or whatever. The dark blue there. But he's got a really weird look on his face. I don't love this figure much. I just kind of like it for the blue jeans look nice, and he's got this knife. So he's good for kind of just being a stand-in, like an extra. And I did like the rifle. He came with that rifle. And this one I like a little more. His face looks a little better. And he came with this nice removable leather arm guard or whatever you want to call it, right, for training the raptors. And he has like the little hole for a knife, but he didn't come with a knife. Kind of wish he had. And I even thought about prying this one off and putting it on there, but it's really glued or sonic welded on there, so it'd be pretty chewed up by the time I get it off of there, so I figured I wouldn't even bother. But I kind of want to get this one out and compare him with them, so that's what we're... Alright, there we go. So he is all the way out. And honestly, some of these Hammond collection figures look really nice. But I don't know that I like this one any better. I don't know that it's an improvement over this one I've got. And it came with two heads. And it doesn't look bad. I don't want to say it looks bad. But it's not quite as impressive. And I know there's been some back and forth. Some of them look great, and some of them... See, I think from certain angles, too. Let me get him out of my hand so I can focus this camera there. Right? Like, from that angle, he really looks good. Right? And even there, he looks really good. But maybe when you come straight on, he starts looking a little funny. Right? Again, a profile shot. I think I like that. Looks good. But you look at him straight on, he looks a little cross-eyed, maybe. His lips look a little I don't know. Let me see if I can. Yeah. His lips look, I don't know, super glossy, I guess. It's hard to pinpoint, but I didn't put any of these accessories away yet. Let's take a look. I wanted to compare this brand new knife to this older knife from this Legacy figure. And there is a difference. They're not the same knife. I thought they would be the exact. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this on camera good, but maybe they are. I thought maybe they weren't. I feel like I'm not going to be able to get this on camera at all. But it's hard to say. They're definitely painted very different, so that's cool. But they seem to have the same 3 little buttons on the handle. I feel like the shape of the blade is a bit different, but that could just be variation or inconsistency because of how small it is. I think it's the same mold, but the paint helps. The paint definitely helps. It's a nice soft plastic, so it's not just going to snap off when you put it in. This definitely looks like the same holster and the same knife. That's a snug fit. That's real tight. I feel like that'll take some paint off if you play with it too much. But if it was loose, I'd probably say it'd fall out, right? But, I mean, it's kind of nice. I can give any of these accessories, like this little gauntlet to them, right? If I wanted to stick that on there. Yeah, it fits. Good enough. I feel like it's a little high on his arm. Hold on. I guess it is what it is. That's not terrible, though. Mm-hmm. Likewise, the rifle if I want. Now, he doesn't have the trigger finger, and that's a downgrade, I suppose, because the other figure definitely has a trigger finger to hold the trigger on that rifle. But, I mean, overall, the figure just looks so much better, and he's so much more articulation, and he has the vest. And it's not molded onto his torso either, you know? So it overlaps the belt just a little bit there. I like that. I like a removable vest. That's a nice soft rubber. Not like a stiff, brittle plastic like I've seen sometimes on some Joes and stuff. That's nice. Probably give this stuff back to these guys here, but... That's cool. One of the things I want to check out, right? Let's look. There's this little headset piece here. Let me see if I can. There we go. You see, it's got like the earpiece on that side, I guess, and then the laser targeting thing on that side or whatever. Let's see here. Just like that. That's kind of cool. I think that's how it goes. If that's not how it goes, I'm feel silly. Somebody let me know. I'll look it up. It's been a while since I seen that movie. It was real dark in those scenes too, I think. But that looks about right. Go straight off with his vision. That looks about right. That's pretty cool though. That was one of the pieces I was kind of excited about. Almost feel like that's something you need to be able to army build, right? Let's see. There we go. You can army build that, right? So that you could throw it on each of these if you wanted to, right? The rest of them. That's kind of a neat piece, though. And also, I do like, I'm going to get this hand on. Right, he's going to do some stopping hands. Let's see that. Probably do the head swap for that too, right? Do the stopping hands. That's probably what the other head's for too. Right, it's just a little more open mouth, excited. Right, so that should work, I guess. Let me see here. Ooh, feels like his neck is too soft. Felt like I was going to twist the post off. I didn't like that. That's alright though. It didn't twist off, but that's going to keep me from playing with that head too much. Right? I don't even know if I'm going to switch back to the other head now. This one. Just because I don't want to rip his head off. I will say, I think they're trying and they're learning. Where can you cut corners and get away with it? And where can you not get away with it? That kind of thing. I feel like that head looks good too. Maybe it's a little better than this one. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to excuse leaving it on there at this point. Either way, it's not bad. I like it. Try to fix this pose a little. Maybe that neck does feel soft. I feel like he's just gonna snap right off. Being a person who likes to play with these things a lot, that's kind of a bummer. Feeling like I'm gonna twist his head off as soon as I got him out of the box. And I will say, some of these Legacy Collection figures, man, or not Legacy, Hammond Collection figures, you know, I popped these hands on this figure. I swapped those hands a couple times a week at least, right? It's been well over 100 times I've popped his hands in and out. And now this head isn't quite a tight fit, so there's no serious stress on the neck joint, but that makes me worry about playing with him, right? Especially swapping heads back and forth. It's a good thing. It's a good thing I don't dislike this one. But man, how many how many Star-Lord heads I got now. Yeah. Right. This one counts, right? So now that's almost the same head, I would say. So I had the different hair, I guess, but no, yeah, it's different. And then this one. And this one. And also this one. Right? But that doesn't count exactly, does it? If I wanted to give him a head, though, I got some choices here, right? Got this one floating around now. If I don't put him back on here. This one wouldn't be bad maybe with a repaint. Because I had thought about using him for fodder. Because he's not my favorite figure at this point. I definitely have better options here and here. Right. But I think that's probably how I'm going to pose him. Put him on a shelf like that. Surrounded with some raptors. There we go. Maybe not with the headset on. But, I mean, that's cool. Let me see here. Get this one over here. Just because I like him. Or her. Sorry. That's cool. That pose is cool. Obviously, this ain't no good photo shoot like this, but that's cool. Try to get lower. Oh man, that's some banging outside. Sorry about that, guys. Hope it ain't too bad on the microphone. There's some construction going on one of my neighbor's houses. The basement was flooded not too long ago, and they're out there stripping it and gutting it, basically. Yeah, that's cool though. I like that. That's a good addition. I definitely needed Owen, because this is a good stand-in until I found something better. But it really bugged me that it didn't have the vest. At the very least, he needed a vest. Even if it was removable, right? Like this one. Right? I can take that vest off if I want. Just a button-up shirt or whatever. But that one's not even a button-up shirt. That's just a t-shirt. Right? So, well, that's very casual, you know. And that's cool. His really cool tactical vest. Or not tactical vest, but his, you know, his outdoorsman vest. That was one of the cool things about him. I like that vest a lot. Made for a cool look. Right? And the knife. That's cool. So not having that on my best representation of him. Right? Kind of sucks. That one has the knife, but it's not a good representation of him. So, I'm finally happy with my Owen Grady. And I'll get a little shelf treatment somewhere. As soon as I find a spot. And definitely I'm going to have to upgrade this blue. But like I said, I do know they're coming out with a Hammond collection blue here soon, so that's all good. Ooh, here we go. Until I get my hands on that, this blue's fine. This one works. It even fits the headset. The headset fits good. And it may not be the most posable blue, but he looks good. He doesn't look terrible. I'm trying to open his mouth here. He doesn't look any worse than some of these other legacy collections, that's for sure. Right. Jeez, I knocked them all down. But these legacy collection ones, they got the same issues with the straight legs and the straight tails and right, no elbows, no wrists. It's really only these Hammond collection ones that are much better. So I could have tried to chase down a better blue before now, but I knew eventually we would be getting one that was worth getting. So I didn't see much point in it. This one works well enough. And like I said, I chased down the beta, I think. But hopefully they'll do a better beta even. Because I feel like this beta's too big. Right? I feel like the Raptors are too big in general, right? And so beta is almost the size of what one of these other Raptors should be. And beta should be maybe half of that. Right? But maybe that's a different video. We'll get into all that. Scaling issues. I know a lot of people don't like the big feet and the teeth, right? I think some of the scaling bugs me more than some of that. I really wish I had a full set of Raptors closer to that kind of scale, I think. Maybe just a tiny bigger. But, I mean, that works. Especially if they're in line with each other. You can definitely tell there's a size difference. But he's definitely worth picking up if you're interested. I would definitely recommend this Hammond collection, Owen Grady. He does have some issues. The heads could look better. Maybe I can heat his head up and make it looser, because that feels so tight, like I'm going to snap his head right off. I am worried about that. But he looks good. He looks good, and he came with the right stuff. I like this little headset. And even if his head does snap off, on that note, right, at that point, I'll probably just stick his head on here, stick his vest on here, stick his knife on here, right? Because at that point, I probably won't buy another one, right? If it does break off, I'm not buying another one, but I do like it. He's very well articulated. He came with the extra hands, the extra head, knife, and a headset for blue. I like all that. That's good stuff. But I am worried about this neck. That's probably my biggest concern, is that it might twist his head off if I play with it too many times, trying to swap heads. Or even just turning his head, because it's a tight fit. But I can probably loosen it up. I'm going to have to loosen it up. But I'm hoping it don't break before I do that. Or I forget to do it and it breaks off next time I touch it, you know? But we'll see, you know? We'll see. Let me see here. Put this down here so I can get a little closer. There we go. But as always, guys, I appreciate you coming by, hanging out with me, checking out my new Owen Grady, the Raptor trainer. And that's what it is, really. That's what makes him so cool. He's the Raptor trainer. Right? Raptors were the vicious monsters, but he can get in there and right? Train them and get along with them. That's kind of cool, I thought. That was always the appeal, right? Where Muldoon failed, right? He succeeded. There we go. Right? That was what was always cool about him. But to wrap it up, I appreciate you guys coming by. I appreciate you very much. I hope you guys all have a good day, rest of your day there. If you're interested, I've been pumping out a lot of shorts, a lot of lizards and reptiles that are almost as amazing looking, or maybe more amazing looking than these guys. Right? I'm trying to say almost because I grew up on these monsters, but some of them gators and two-headed snakes and stuff, that's wild, man. I didn't think that they were so abundant, but that's some cool stuff, man. Check it out. As always, I appreciate you guys. Check out my Facebook if you want, John Wayna. Check out my Instagram at Street City Toys. I'll leave the links in the descriptions if you're interested. I appreciate you guys. Keep playing with them toys.